If you're just now joining us, definitely go ahead and jump into the chat and let me know your name and where you're chiming in from so that I can welcome you to the call this evening. We have everyone joining us from all around the world on Zoom, on Facebook Live. So definitely go ahead and make sure that you're tagging anyone if they're watching on Facebook Live. Make sure you're sharing the Zoom link with everyone on your team. This call is one of those non-negotiable calls, right? This call is one that you want to block out in your calendar and make sure you do not miss it, right? Make sure you spread the word and let every single person who's an affiliate, who's a builder, right? Everybody on the line know that they want to be on the call tonight, but especially tonight's call, right? So again, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to make sure that this is time that you set aside for yourself, for your business, for your bank account, right? To go to the next level. This is where you're going to get all the nuggets, all the wisdom, all the insight, all the information. This is where sometimes you might have a promotion that's announced, that you might have special things, right? That if you're not on live, you're going to miss it. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I know sometimes life happens, right? You might have to work, you might have something that happens and you have to miss the call. If that is the case and you cannot watch live, I strongly encourage you to make sure that you're scheduling time in your calendar to go ahead and listen to the call. What's not scheduled is not going to happen, right? I know for me, especially like when it comes to things that I have to do, if it gets on my calendar, it gets completed, right? If it doesn't, it might not. So don't let this be one of those calls for you, okay? Make sure you're on the line, that you're ready to go, that you're excited, that you have your coffee, your tea, your water, your notepad, whatever you need to stay focused and intentional on the line tonight. Guys, again, you want to make sure you are showing up for yourself, showing up for your success. So let me jump into the chat and see who we have joining us. Hi, Barbie from Arizona. Welcome. Amanda from the DMV. Welcome. Kathy in Miami Beach, Florida. Welcome to the line tonight. I am not your speaker or trainer this evening. My name is Carly Gwynn. I do have the honor and privilege of being your host tonight and welcoming you to the call. If you are just now joining us, don't be shy. Go ahead and jump into the chat and let me know your name and where you're chiming in from so I can welcome you to the call this evening. We have Dr. Arlene in Maryland, Emma in the DMV. Welcome, welcome. Candy in Houston, welcome.
I gotta set it up.
And ladies and gentlemen, as you are joining the call, please help me to
That's
make
his
sure
wife.
we have
Oh
a
no, that's
crystal
not his wife.
clear
That's
call. So
he's
please go ahead and
the
make sure
host.
that you're Please make sure that your lines are muted, ladies and gentlemen. Unless for some reason our speaker would ask you to come off mute, please make certain that your line is muted so we don't have any background noise or distractions that take away from the call, right? So definitely, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now joining us, go ahead and jump into the chat and let me know your name and where you're chiming in from so that I can welcome you to the call tonight.
Donnelly Hill, Atlanta, Georgia.
Shauna Lee, welcome to the line tonight. Tony in Atlanta, welcome to the line tonight. Dr. Felicia in Arkansas, welcome. Let's see here. Dr. Nabia, I hope I pronounced that correctly, logging in from Houston, Texas. Clella in Fort Worth, Texas. Carla Wynn in the DMV, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Gabby, Orlando, Florida.
Gabby, welcome to the line tonight. Daryl in Chesapeake, Virginia. Sarah in Maryland. Frank in Oklahoma. Welcome, welcome. Philip in Paris, France. Welcome to the line tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are getting started, definitely go ahead if you haven't already done so. Get yourself to a quiet place, get your pens and notepads ready. Make sure that you have your energy ready to receive what our speaker is going to be sharing with us tonight. And make sure you are sending out those text messages and sending out those alerts, sending out those tags. If you're watching on Facebook, guys, and make sure that you are sharing this with every single person in your organization, affiliate, builder, whoever, right? And make sure they're on the line with you guys tonight. They do not want to miss tonight's Millionaire Mentorship call, right? My name is Carly Gwynn. I'm not your trainer tonight, but I do have the honor and privilege of being your host tonight and welcoming you to the call. We have a couple moments before we get started. So for those of you just now jumping on, go ahead and jump into the chat and let me know what your name is, where you're chiming in from, so I can welcome you to the call tonight. I see we have Jose in South Florida, Angel Trent in Houston, Texas, Rob in Pembroke Pines, Florida, Crystal in the DMV, Erica in Puerto Rico, Mr. Anderson in the DMV. Let's see, we have Leslie Johnson in South Carolina, Dr. Jenkins in the DMV, Paul in Maryland, Mike in Boston, Darren in South Carolina, Thomas in the DMV, John in Columbia, Leroy in St. Louis, Ty in Atlanta. Welcome, 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 everybody, to the line this evening. David in Atlanta, Rose in Van Horn, Texas, Major in Houston. Couple moments before we get started, guys. So definitely, if you haven't already done so, go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from the chat. And I would love to welcome you to the call tonight. If you guys are excited and fired up, let me see some fire. Let me see some excitement in the chat. I see we have Latoya in Spanish Lake. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love it, love it. And ladies and gentlemen, again, please make certain that you have your lines muted for the entire call so we don't have any background noise or distractions on the line. So we're not maybe picking up anybody's conversation that's happening. I would assume that you're in a quiet place by now, but maybe you're trying to chime in while you're at work. Maybe you're headed home from work. Definitely want to make sure you hit that mute button on your phone so we don't have any background noise. If you're in position to be on camera, we would love to see your faces, right? But if you're not in position to be on camera, which is understandable, just go ahead and hit that mute button on your camera. Because again, just like we don't want to hear anything we don't need to hear, we don't want to see anything that we don't need to see either, right? So definitely make sure that you are protecting the platform and make sure we have a crystal clear line tonight. Got another moment before we get started, and now everybody's names are kind of pushed up because I see all the excitement in the chat. I love to see it. I just know that I have a feeling this is going to be one of those millionaire mentorship calls that people are like, you know what, I'm going to have a hard time sleeping tonight because I'm so excited, right? But ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for me to step out of the way of greatness. The gentleman I have the honor and privilege of bringing to the line tonight, he's a family man, he's a military veteran, and he's been a successful entrepreneur for over 25 years. He has also become an author. He's the author of Standing on the Shoulders of Multi-Million Dollar Producing Giants. Absolutely love that. Just got my copy yesterday. So excited. He has earned millions of dollars in not one, not two, but three different industries. And I know that this is going to be the fourth industry that he earns multiple millions of dollars in. But not only has he done pretty well for himself, but he's always done what's best for his people and helped them to make a lot of money as well. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But he has a goal to help 10,000 families generate $5,000 per month in residual recurring income over the next 2 to 5 years. And I know he's going to absolutely smash that goal out of the park. But what I love most about this gentleman is he's the definition of integrity and character. He's one of the only people that's ever been and done every single thing that he ever committed to me that he would be or do. So please, ladies and gentlemen, give me some hearts, give me some fire, give me some 4 or 5s in the chat. Help me welcome to the line someone I'm honored to call my coach, my mentor, and my friend, the VP of Sales himself, Mr. Sam Bean.
Hey, energy, energy, energy. I love it, Carly. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming in here, bridging the gap for me. Right. And so, guys, show Carly some love. Give us some hearts, some fire emojis, whatever we got to do to let her know that she's really good at what she does. And I can just tell you guys, that's an art. Yeah. And that's one of those things that I really appreciate as a leader. When I was coming up in the industry, I always wanted to host. I always wanted to get better at it. I always wanted to be the person who connected. And that means that you also be the person that everybody gets a chance to see. Everybody's going to show up to see the speaker, but they get a chance to see you, right? And so you get a chance to make an impression. So people get a chance to see you on the rise. So if your speaker is speaking, make sure you're hosting, make sure you're introducing, make sure you're edifying, make sure that they can find you or they don't have to come looking for you. Every time I do a millionaire mentorship call, I get a text message from Carly saying, who's hosting you? And so that's a hint, guys, as they say, that's a hint, hint, clue, clue. So, with that being said, here's another clue for you guys. Always pay homage. Okay, always pay homage, always show gratitude, always put yourself in a position where you humble yourself and you give thanks to the people who made it possible for you. Right? When I look at this company didn't have to open its doors to us, right? And by doing so, it put us in a position where we can impact people all around the world. So definitely want to say thank you to Mr. Winston Navarro, CEO of the company, and Miss Christina Navarro as well. And she does a lot of things that go unnoticed and unmentioned behind the scenes. And I'm just telling you right now, guys, she works like she's a salaried employee, and that's how humble she is. And I appreciate her so very much for that. Also, you have the president, Mr. J.C. Rangel, and Mrs. Jennifer, who's expecting. Guys, give them some fires. You know what I'm saying? They about to have a baby, another baby. It's about to be number three, right? Show them some love, right? And El Presidente has done a lot for the company when it comes to the solar side, recruiting side. Does a lot when it comes to putting production together, when it comes to videos, presentations. A lot of the things that you guys see, it's because of his creativity, right? And then you have Miss Jennifer, who taught him how to sell alarms. So she actually is the person that a lot of you guys use to close your deals, right? And so again, she's just a powerhouse, about to give birth to another powerhouse. So then you have the Pacheco's guys. We had Danny and Carla, just amazing individuals, human beings that you just want to be around, right? These are people who have had a tremendous amount of success, but when you look at them and how they carry themselves around people, right? They put themselves in a position where they're approachable, right? And then they also come with many a multitude of resources to the table when it comes to systems, when it comes to partnerships, alliances, and everything else. Guys, we have a wealth uh, of resources here at the top of the company, right? And then we have a panel of leaders. And when you look at director of operation for Rain and her partner in crime, Mr. Obi, Kim Bean, my the wing beneath my wings, right? They're doing an amazing job with water as they always have done, and they're always there for you guys, when it comes to water. And then you have the dynamic duo when it comes to travel, and these guys have put together amazing portal when it comes to the travel program, right? Julio Aquino and Ed Ayala, right? And then you got another dynamic duo when it comes to Yazetta, right? You have Mr. Fabian Tenario and Mr. Roberto Tavares. And so, guys, we have and then you have Chris. I cannot leave Chris Mahinri out. Chris is very instrumental. He's on every call. Out here hosting. He's out here putting together, systems, making sure the emails and everything goes out. Make sure he's doing the orientation trainings, all those good things. And so he's a servant leader, right? And I'm just telling you guys, when you look at companies like this, this is a place where you want to grow it because you're not just growing as an individual. You're growing as a company. You're growing as a family, right? And you are looking at this company from the very beginning stages before it blows up, right? And so I always tell people, if you want to see a company before it becomes a billion-dollar corporation, you're looking at it, right? And so we have that type of potential, but we'll only reach that type of potential if you and the people who come on board reach yours, right? So that's crucial. Now, what I do want to say is that we have some things, guys, when it comes to the program. We have ventured into the trading space, and there are a lot of amazing things happen. There's a lot of energy and excitement happen. And I want to make sure you guys know that again, you guys are coming into the program while the program is being launched brand new. Okay. And so unlike a lot of other situations where you have programs that are being launched, they're being launched with a lot of hiccups, and they're being launched with a lot of problems and things that they have to solve. And that's not us. We're just dotting our I's, crossing our T's, making sure everything is right, and making sure that you guys are launched properly. And with that being said, I definitely want to make sure that there are two people that you should not be calling. Okay, and one of those people is Donnie Pips. Please don't call Donnie. He's not customer service for for Omni. He doesn't work for them, right? He's an actual trader and trainer. He's a leader. He has his own teacher, right? He has his own team. I mean that he's helping them out as well. And also the COO, right? Mr. Juan Australia. Yeah, again, guys, find the answer. The answer's out there. Everybody wants to go to the top immediately to get the answer, right? Everybody wants the microwave effect. That's not leadership, right? What you're doing is now you're taking somebody that's in a high level position that's doing something extremely important for the company, and you're asking them to solve a minimum wage question, okay, or a minimum wage problem. You're taking people who are multiple seven-figure people, and you're asking them to handle a $7 task. Okay. And so we want to make sure, again, if you're going to be a seven-figure individual, you need to make seven-figure decisions. And the first decision is to find the answer. First decision is you go through and exhaust every opportunity that you can. Go back, listen to the calls, go back to your notes, right? Go to your actual sponsor, then go to their sponsor, and go work your way all the way up until you find the answer, right? Go into the groups. You're in the WhatsApp groups, right? Right. Go into the WhatsApp group. Put the actual questions in the WhatsApp group. Okay, let's just make sure we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're doing our part, right? We don't want to slow the company up. Okay, want to make sure it speeds up. So make sure we're doing the right thing when it comes to the chain of solutions, guys. It's your sponsor, their sponsor, all the way up until you get the answer. Then you got the community groups as well. Now, let's see here. One of the things is right now we have a lot of information that's being put out, and when it comes to the information, you have four, three I've met, and the fourth one I haven't. But we have our incumbent trader, Mrs. Roxy Castellano. Right, she's trading options, and so if you want to opt into her training, and you should opt into every one of them, guys. Go to your back office, opt into the emails, opt into the text messages, so at least you'll get them. You don't have to be on them, but you want to get them because a person who's saying, I didn't get the email, that's because you didn't opt in. Well, I didn't know to opt in. That's because you weren't plugged in. We've been talking about opting in for the past 2 weeks, ever since Mr. One Australia put set that up for you guys, to actually go into your back office. He's received more phone calls of people who hadn't got emails, and it's because people who, haven't opted in, that's the reason. Guys, plug in, right? But you're going to get times, you're going to get emails and text messages reminding you of Roxy's trading classes and her training classes. You're going to get emails and text messages for Donnie Pips and his trading classes and his training classes. You're going to get, text messages, emails. Guess what? For JCL's futures, trading classes and training classes, right? He did a boot camp on in Spanish, 2-day boot camp, which again, it was attended. You had people who loved it, people who had a really good time. And I'm to say he's doing another one this weekend coming up in on Saturday and Sunday in English. Okay. So again, he's serving you guys. He's doing this for free. Make sure you guys are attending it, right? And then you have a fourth trader. I haven't met him yet, but I hear he's trading options and he's going to be somebody who's bringing a lot of really really good value to the company. So I can't wait for him, for us to meet him, right? And so, and I say that guys to say this, again, you are a part of the system, right? And when you look at that system, everybody knows the acronym, but nobody really, really contributes to it, right? Save yourself time, energy, money, and stress systems, right? So if you're not following the system, guys, you're the one that's bogging it down, right? And so let's make sure you do your part that it speeds up, all right? Make sure you're a part of the actual solution, not a part of the problem, all right? So we're talking about these things, guys, and we're talking about trading right now specifically. We have a home essentials company, and we have all those things from solar all the way down to electricity and internet. Okay, we have travel, we have tech, and we have a myriad of products and services that we offer people all around the world. Okay, but right now we're in the trading window that I want to make sure you guys understand that when you look at the opportunities of a lifetime, guys, they're only around for the lifetime of the opportunity. And though this trading situation will be around based on what we do and how we do it, the opportunity to capitalize on it may not be around for you. Okay. So you're here in the company right now while we're launching and while we're getting ready to push momentum and while we're getting ready to do big things. But just because you're here doesn't mean that you're going to benefit from it. Okay. Being in attendance doesn't mean that you get to profit, because being around doesn't mean that that you've done anything. You're just here to watch us do it. You're just here to watch Rod Obi do it. You're just here to watch Gabby Talula do it. God, Gabby Tober do it. You're just here to watch these other people do it, and you're not profiting. Okay, so let's make sure that you seize the moment. Let's make sure that you take full advantage of it, right? And so we had a launch that went off very, very well. We got a lot of momentum. Had one heck of a Super Saturday that followed a 2-day boot camp with Donnie Pips. And guys, I'm gonna tell you, we had some, when I say some amazing moments, guys. We had a call, and that call, that Zoom had over 300 people that was on, but it had 100 to 200 people fighting to get on. Okay, now you were probably one of those people trying to get on or already had on, but ask yourself, how much did you contribute to people fighting to get in there, right? Were you just in attendance trying to figure out what was going to be announced, or were you one of the people who talked to everybody on your cell phone about trading and told everybody what was happening, and you really went out there and you became the master promoter? Okay, let me share with you what seven-figure activity looks like. So when you have something like that, guys, we had the big Zoom going on, lines cap. We had people and moderators letting people in. Guys, where are they going? Right? It was just a swapping of people. We were kicking people out, letting people in. Right? That's sheer chaos, and which is a great problem to have. But those people who got kicked out had to find a place to go. Mr. Navarro called me and said, man, he said, man, that was calamity at its best. He said, we had an amazing day. That was fantastic, because he said, I had some influential people who were on that call, and they were terrified to get off because they were afraid they weren't going to get back on. And we're talking about multiple 6 and 7 figure people. Okay. And we had some 4 figure and 4 and 5 figure people who was contemplating if they wanted to get on at all, right? Or some may have even jumped off early because you really didn't recognize the opportunity. You didn't know what was going on, right? So tonight, just for those of you who are brand new, this is the Millionaire Mentorship Call. This is where we tell the truth. This is where we come direct. This is where we step on toes. This is where we bring you the unadulterated, the unfiltered effect of what will make you a million or cost you a million. So, but I keep on going, guys. So you had 3 Facebook groups, company's Facebook group, and we had 2 Facebook groups as well going at the same time. We had a YouTube channel going at the same time. That's why we say, well, how do you know it was 400 to 500 people trying to get on? Because in those other 4 platforms, we had over 100 people in those other 4 platforms that were on live, while we had 300 people fighting to get on and stay on. Okay. Let me share with you what the rollover effect, the spillover effect was. The goal that we had to hit 100, and some of you guys, you saw the alert, right? That's why we have 120 people on here right now. And some of you guys were, I don't know if I was a part of the 100, right? Because we hit 100 right away. We hit it, right? And there was going to be an award or a reward and an incentive for doing that. And I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second, okay? But some of you hit rank and didn't even know it. That's how powerful the actual, event was. Those 3 or 4 days was so powerful. Some of you not just hit a rank, you skipped the rank. It was so powerful that some of you went in your back office and realized you actually had a lot of money back there, and you didn't know where it was coming from, where it came from, right? I got a phone call from Dale Boudreaux, the crazy Cajun, said, man, Mr. Bean, I went back to my back office when you said that. He said, man, I had over $400, almost $500 in my back office. And guys, that just came from him promoting. You talk about somebody saying, hey, get your people in place. When you give somebody instructions, guys, let me share something with you about 7 figure people. Okay. When Mr. Pacheco gives you some instructions, take them. Okay. Because me personally, I don't take advice from people I wouldn't trade places with financially. So if that person's ethical and moral, they have values and whatever, and they're giving you, advice, take it. Because let me share with you what happens if you don't. If you don't take the advice, that shows that you are emotionally unsophisticated enough to handle very, very important resources, right? And they'll stop giving you those resources. That advice is advice that people would pay for. You're talking about a man who's made over $1 million in a month, right? Not in a year, in a month. And he gives you advice and you don't take it, right? You're talking about Mr. Winston Navarro, a person who's done over $1 billion in sales, right? In different areas, of sales. If these people are giving you advice, guys, take it, right? And some of you guys don't really understand because you don't understand the inner workings of what's going on, but you don't even understand that everything you got underpriced. You're not paying full price for anything, guys. Let's make sure we're clear on this. What you got is a gift. What you got is a blessing. What you got is some people who really care about you. And trust me, that's why I'm here. Because sometimes I tell you guys, I love you. I love you enough to tell you the truth because some of you guys are pampered. Some of you guys are really sheltered and catered for to the point to where you haven't had to make any big decisions because they made them all for you because they paid for everything. You guys have never even paid for a meeting. You've been in business almost 2 years. You hadn't paid a door fee, a $5 fee, $10 fee for nothing. You hadn't paid a $25, $50 Super Saturday fee for nothing. You hadn't, guys, trust me. But you take these people for granted. Okay. And so when it comes to what we're going to be doing, guys, I'm just telling you right now, we're going to change some things up, change some things up for the better because what you're going to have to start doing right now is you're going to have to start making decisions that uh, put you and your family in a position where they never have to worry about money again as long as you all live. That's what this is about. It's about wealth creation, right? See, I was at an event this weekend in Florida, and that room had over 200 people in that room. All of them, 100% of them were entrepreneurs. There were so many 7 and 8 figure people in the room, it was ridiculous. And one thing that was the key, the things like they had the banners that said, invest at the level in which you expect a return. Okay. Always saying it, always go for more when it comes to your pricing. Always go for more when it comes to the value of your products. Because when you don't have value, you underprice stuff. What happens is, guess what? The people who are trying to buy something from you, they won't have value for it because they think it's cheap. They think it's something that just because it's so cheap that it's not going to work, right? If you don't have value for what you have, guys, guess what? People won't have it. And guess what? Also, people in your company, right? If when you are building up your company, building up your brand, guys, and a lot of you are about to start building out your communities, whether it be a travel community, a solo community, a trading community, it doesn't matter. When you build it out, there are going to be some things other than what we sell here that you're going to be offering in your communities. And guess what? When you underprice it, it's going to be undersold. People don't buy. People who have value for themselves don't buy cheap stuff. When Mr. Navarre walk in that room, look at his risk, right? When he pull up in the parking lot, look at what he got Miss Carla stepping out of, right? I'm just telling you, right? When I come to California, Winston's picking me up in the Bentley. Right? I'm just telling you right now. They make me understand that hey, look, I'm with the right people, right? And it's not about the material things. It's about what they represent. People who have it going on, people who know how to get what they want out of life, and people who know how to get other people to that point, right? So make sure that you don't miss this opportunity because if you pass the opportunity up, it's not a lost opportunity, guys. What it is an opportunity that you passed up for somebody else to pick up. We have a company right now with the foundation of where we're at, guys. That let me share some with you. The people who will make the most money in this company aren't even in the company right now. I'm just that's not an alert. That's not a warning. That's an understanding. Okay. Anytime you have something that's priced right, perfect timing, and it's something that's exclusive that everybody else cannot compete with, right? You're going to attract the industry. This is going to be a black hole. This is going to be the most desired landing spot for people in the industry of trading, direct sales, network marketing, and business, right? People who want a 6 figure or 7 figure gig, this will be the most desired spot for them. Okay. So what I want you guys to do, like I said, I'm not going to tell you why you're on here right now. What I want you guys to do is this: write community down, okay, on your paper. Whatever you're writing on, taking notes on, write community down on your paper, okay. And I need you to declare, I am the CEO of my community, okay. If you're the CEO of your community, that means that JC is not. That means that Ed Ayala isn't. That means that, Jabari, he isn't. It means that Idris is not. Dr. Olin is not. When you write, I am the CEO of my community, that means that everything starts with you, right? Which means that now you have to change your behavior. Now you have to take your behavior to the next level. Now you have to do things because now, guess what? You have people who are in your community, they're going to be relying on you. When you look at community, guys, one thing that's always made us seven-figure earners in multiple situations is because when we built communities, we took care of our people. When we built the communities, even in companies who wasn't doing it right or they were doing it different, right? We built a community and we made sure that our people were taken care of, our people were catered, our people had sustainable trainings, our people went to the events, our people had the tools, we had to make sure the people were presenting trainers. We built a community within a community. We built a company within a company, right? And when you see how explosive, and how dynamic, you guys haven't seen anything yet. We haven't done anything yet. We haven't scratched the surface of anything yet. All you know right now is that you made extra couple $100, $500, $1,000, whatever. You ranked up to build a 250, build a 700, build a 1,500, build a 3,500. You ain't seen nothing yet. Because the moment, the moment Omni goes live, the moment Einstein starts to think on your behalf and you start to make money, right? That's when everything is going to go haywire here. That's when everything is going to go crazy here. That's when everybody and their mother is going to call you trying to figure out how to get a position. This is why you got to plant your seeds right now, right? If you got to let everybody know what you're doing right now, not care what they do. Don't even hang around for an answer. Just, hey, just checking in, letting you know we're building the most admired, the most desired destination for travel, training, and tech right now around the world. You need to go ahead and take a look at what I got. I'll shoot you the video, and if you got any questions, just call me. If you don't, we'll catch you in 3 to 6 months. Send it and move on. Like I'm in an Uber going to the airport, and I got a gentleman who this is the thing. You got sometimes you can't let people think for themselves, guys. I had a guy who was a teacher, not a teacher anymore. He's in between jobs. He's thinking about becoming an insurance agent and doesn't have a lot of money. I'm like, bro, you should start trading. I said, I ain't got a whole lot of time with you. I got 7 minutes left in this car, but you should start trading. Then he begins to tell me how his friend who owns his own trading company just lost $100,000. I said, you got the wrong friend. I said, so we need to be friends. I said, I got a free community. Won't charge you a dime to get in it. You can come in and you can be a part of my 2 day boot camp, buddy. And you won't have to pay a dime. You can come in and watch my traders trade live. You can come in and watch them train live. And if you can't get this, you need to buckle down because it's gonna be a long life for you. I said, but I need a lot of money. No, you don't need a lot of money. You need to stop thinking for yourself. That's what you need. Right now, you need to find somebody who has your answer, not your problem, somebody who makes the money that you want to make in the industry that you want to make it in, and listen to them. So I went on to edify Donnie, the E3 system, and what he's done, and how simple he's made it, and how people are enjoying, trading here, in this company. And by the time we finished, he gave me his real. At first, his name was Ali. Now his name is Gaston. I know his first last name. He's in the Facebook group. He's listening to the trainings. He's listening to the calls. Like the police had to tell him to move twice because he was still trying to get all my information. Guys, if you care about people, if you care about humanity, stop lying to them. Tell a person what they need to know and let them make a decision. My my mentor at the time, when I was going through bankruptcy, foreclosure, repossession, and my wife was 6 months pregnant, I had $400 in the bank. He said, I'm not loaning you anything. He says, you go find $1,400 and I don't care how you find the money, you go find it and I'll teach you and I'll be there to present with you. I'll be there to train with you and I'll help you make as much money as you can possible. And watch this. He said, guess what? See, this is what I like about people who tell you the truth and who don't lie to you. He said, guess what? If you lose a car too, that's fine. You'll make so much money, you'll get them back. Okay. If you lose your house, that's fine. He said, we'll make enough money where you replace it, right? And when he told me that, normally a person would be shook, but when he told me that, I'm like, you know what? Thank you for not lying to me, right? I voluntarily repossessed my Yukon $775 a month. So my oldest son can stay in the Christian academy that we had him in as a baby. And then we went to work. My wife went back to work 6 months pregnant. She hid her pregnancy to get a job for the last 3 months so she can work, keep food on the table, gas on, lights on in the house, and because we didn't pay any mortgages on any car notes, we hid the cars, and we knew we had at least 4 or 5 months before they came and took the house. Okay, so 90 days later, we started replacing everything. Everything started happening. Money started coming in. We got out of bankruptcy, repossession, and foreclosure. My wife went back. I think she went back to work maybe 30 days. Okay, and then after that, came home forever. She's been home forever. Everybody say forever. Everybody type in the chat forever. Right, right. This she's terminally unemployable. Right. And so I'm gonna tell you, because I come from the old school. My grandmother used to always tell us, be a man. She used to tell me, she said, look, a woman, okay, and I want you guys to pay attention to me. I know it's a new day, new age. It may be your philosophy, it may not be your philosophy. I'm just saying what my grandma used to tell me. If a woman got a man and a job, she need to leave one of them. Okay, and that's old school. When you're a man and you out there, you're a provider. You got to do what's best for your household. You got to bring your woman home for good. You got to put your woman in a position where all she got to do is worry about rubbing your feet, your back, cooking your food, and looking beautiful. That's all she got to worry about. If you worry about anything other than that, you're not doing your job. How I was raised, right? So her job is to have goals and dreams and think about things. My job is to go and get those things. So you can't do that, guys, on a regular 9 to 5. You got to be in creative mode. You got to be in a position where you can make money, be created out of the ether. And you got to have money that's being created, not just on your own accord. You have to build a community. This is why I told you guys in September last year I was never going to do solar. Had nothing against solar. I just understood how money is being made. I told you I was going to build a network. We're going to get to $250,000 a month. And since JC and Winston's put more money in the compensation plan, it's going to be $500,000 a month. Okay. But it won't be by selling one thing. It'll be by building a community and launching the proper way, right? Launching and providing for the people who are in that community and helping them grow their own sub communities to that point to where they're paying me $500,000, not because I'm greedy, but because they have to, because I deserved it, because I commanded, and because I served. I'm here to serve, right? So in the community, I'm telling you, figure out what it is that you're gonna be focusing on. But for those of you right now who are focusing on the trading, this is the easiest community to build right now. Okay. While you're learning how to trade, and watch this, if you can't trade, I can't trade. Okay. I don't tell people I trade. I'm not lying to anybody. My wife is learning how to trade. Okay. I'm just the one bringing you to the trader. That's my job. I'm bringing you to the trainer, the trader. I'm bringing you to Einstein. My job is to take you to the source. I am God. I'm not delivering a message. I am the message. Right? So when they hear me, they hear my conviction, they hear you, they hear your conviction, and they see, man, this man, Angel believes. Wow. Julie believes. Wow. Anderson believes. John believes. Right? Guess what they're gonna do? Get in the community, watch some training. Why they're gonna look at all of the screenshots, the legal screenshots. We're gonna give y'all some, ways to dress that stuff up. I know Carla's in here. I want to make sure she know I'm taking care of business. I got the compliance, Carla. I got the compliance, right? And so we're gonna make sure that they see rank advancement and stuff in the community, money being made in the community both ways. As a leader, as a person who owns a community, as a person who's trading, right? We're going to make sure we are providing social proof of them, and we're going to create one of the biggest drip campaigns in those communities that these people have ever seen. How many of you guys would just love to put 300 people in the community, qualify them, don't, spam the communities, but over the next 2, 3 months, you put 300 people that you meet that's on social media, you put them in the community, right? They know why they're there. You're tagging them into events, you're tagging them into trainings, tagging them into live events, boot camps and stuff like that, and you leave them. right? Guess what happens? The system drips on them. It's a perpetual follow-up machine, right? You have people who join your group right now and people who are upgrading, people who are buying packages, and guess what? You didn't even know, but they're buying them from you. Okay? You got people saying, you know what? I'm ready to get started. How do I get started? And guess what we don't do? We don't steal in communities. Right? Guess what the people gonna say? Who invited you? Okay? And we if you don't know who invited you, you don't remember who invited you, guess what we do? We click on your name, we find out who invited you to the community. Then we notify that individual, give you the information, and make sure you end up where you're supposed to be. Okay, I'm giving you guys this right here because this is how we made a fortune in a couple of different ways in a couple of different companies. Right? It's not about being the smartest. It's not about being the hardest worker. It's not about being the most influential. It's about being on purpose. Right? You when you are passionate about your purpose, and you put the action behind it, there's always profit. 100% of the time. Right? You don't have to be the best at anything except for being on purpose. Okay. I'm telling you guys, and guys, I love the people I'm in business with. And guess what? We don't agree with each other 100% of the time. And guess what? We're not supposed to. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have different levels of success. We all have different ideas in how we do business. But the one thing that we do have in common is that we care about each other and we are going to do business with each other. And yes, excuse me. And we're here for the long haul, right? And we're here for you. So build your communities, guys. Don't just think about you. Think about while you're learning how to trade. Think about learning how to help other people trade without having to teach them. Think about bringing people to the groups that you build. Think about because this is remember, like I said, this is just business. This ain't nothing. This ain't network marketing. This is business. This is you building a community right now. There are trading communities out there, guys, that are standalone communities that are not attached to network marketing companies. They're just people who are on purpose, who are smart enough to build a community and provide them with traders who know how to trade. And these people make 50,000, $100,000 a month. And guess what? They don't have our compensation plan. They make far more money if they were in our company, in our company, right? In our structure. But they're making 50,000 to $100,000 a month. So again, take it from the people who are really doing this. Take it for those people who came first. So the next thing I want to talk about before we share with you guys why we got you guys on here and why you guys are the first 100 and why what we got to talk about when it comes to Einstein and what we got to talk about when it comes to the elite and the Apex pack, right? And, matter of fact, by the show of hands, guys, how many? Just say to me. You don't have to say what pack you have. Let me see if you guys have an Apex pack or Elite pack. This is not a shaming thing. I want to see me woman about vocals. Me. Ah, man, thank y'all. I need that. Y'all still warm me up over there. Mm. Me. All right, all right. That's what I'm talking about. So, guys, this is again, that many people wouldn't have the pack if it wasn't valuable, right? That's why I say, guys, get all of your affiliates on here. Get all your consultants on here, right? Get all your builders on here. Get them on here. When you look at what we're about to do right now, guys, if you really want to change the people's lives, guys, put them in front of the information. It's not your job to convince them. It's your job to get them in front of the information. Whatever happens after that, guys, that's none of your business. If they get started, they upgrade, whatever they do, that's great. Guess what? If they don't, nothing changes. But at least you gave them the chance. And guess what? You get a chance to go back and say, I'm gonna use my wife here because this ain't gonna come off right to some of y'all. So if let's say if I sponsor Kim, which I did, I sponsored her for the last 20 years. Right? And, and she came in as an affiliate, what I'm saying, for free. Like, no, I'm not gonna say that. But she came in as an affiliate, right, for free. And she went in hiding. She went into the witness protection program on me. And I put in Iggy. I put in Roxy, I put in Matt, I put in Mr. and Mrs. Robledo, Veronica Robledo. I put in so many people. Let's say I put in about 275 people beneath her. Give her a phone call one day. Say, hey, Kim, Did you feel it? So, oh, you being fresh? No, no, I'm saying, did you feel it? That momentum? Did you feel that growth? Did you feel that, you know, all them people up under you, right? Did you feel it? You got 275 people up under you. If you did a little bit, you like that, Iggy? You like that, Gabby? Y'all like that, huh? All right. Iggy, don't be calling people asking if they feel it. I'm just my wife. So I'm just saying, babe, if you put 240 people on the other side, I'll help you. And you don't even have to put 240 people in it. We go find 5 or 6 people. We put 240 people in there on the other side. That's 600. That's you got literally the foundation for a six-figure annual income, residual income. That's $8,000 a month just in one of the 7 ways we get paid. All you gotta do is go out here and get yourself an elite or apex pack, and I'll tell you why. And use down just turn me loose on your whole list. I'll do a launch call or 2 or 3 for you. We'll put as many people in as possible. And guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna run until we find all the right people. And all of a sudden, guess what's gonna happen? She's gonna have people come in on the other side. Excuse me, guys. Been in the room with a lot of people this weekend. Mm. Okay, so when she hits 6 people, 6 builders, that's 250 a month. Oh, if she hits 4 elites, that's 250 a month. Oh, I'm sorry, if she hits 2 apexes, you know, that's 250 a month. You say, well, how's that 250 a month? Let's build a 250. And I'm gonna break that down and show you guys how that works in just a second, right? But you want to make sure you're working when they're not. You want to make sure that you're working, even if you had people who went to other companies, right? I have a gentleman who, Jabari, gentleman by the name of Jabari Courtney, who left the company and he wasn't a big solar guy. He's just, it sounded nice to him and it didn't work out for him, but him and a couple of people left and people leave, right? And when I called him back about the trading, okay, he said, "Oh, yeah, I've been trading. Me and my people have been trading for the last, 6 to 7 months, or 8, 9 months, or 12 months, whatever it is." So we've been trading. And so come to find out that him and some of his people had already started following and had been following and had already heard of Donnie. So I put him in ATM, I put him in a group, right? He listened to some of the trainings. He jumped on the Super Saturday, jumped on the boot camps. And he said, you know what? We're coming back. So now him and his team, they're back. Him and his team, they're building. Him and his team are now learning how to like they're plugged in to the tradings, the trading, live tradings and trainings. They're taking trades. I know Jabari himself, I think one Friday, he made I think over $1,000 on just one of the gold trades that he took, right? That Donnie had called out, right? And so a lot of people who you're going to talk to, you're not going to know that they actually trade right now. Guys, there's a lot of people out there learning how to trade, have learned how to trade, or have tried to learn how to trade, have had a good experience or a bad experience. They haven't had this experience, right? They haven't did what we are doing right now. And the good thing about it is, guys, we are coming at the right time. We're coming when the world needs it. And we're coming when most of the companies in this industry are failing their people. They're not doing things the right way, right? And so I know Winston Navarro, guys, he is a stickler. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. He's a stickler for making sure the company is safe. He's not going to put the company at risk, for a dollar. That's just not something he's going to do. And when we partnered with Omni, guys, he made sure, that they work with us, made sure that they were going to do things the right way, make sure that they, got all the certifications and everything that we needed. And we wasn't going to make a move until that actually happened. And and that day has come, right? As you can see. So all the legalities are in place, and all those other companies that are shutting their doors, or you have groups that are in transition, guys, they need a place to go. Okay, you need to make yourself visible right now. All right, you need to put yourself in a position where people can find you, where people can hear from you, where people can see. right? That you are in business, right? They're right now, they're on a trade, they're in the trading space highway, on the trading space highway, and they're about to get off, they're getting off on exits and getting back on the highway because they're not seeing anything on the service road. When they get off of that highway, right, they need to see your storefront that says, we got you. When it comes to trading, we'll take care of you. We got the communities, we got the traders, we got the trainers, we got the apps, we got everything, right? So this is a very, very important time for you guys, right? So pull up something for you guys real quick here. There we go. Can you guys see that? Okay, good, good. Got thumbs up. So, guys, what you're looking at, and this is what CEOs look at. Okay, this is like one of the things that myself and Danny Pacheco has in common. This is how we think. This is how we do math. This is how we count. This is how we build out organizations and build out, residual incomes and subscription-based companies. These are conversations that he and I have on a regular basis. We love this type of activity right here, right? So if you look at the ranks in the company, say when you only have a 199 pack, guys, you have what we call a cap, right? And we didn't have a product or a service that would allow us to have a bigger pack, right? That would allow us to put you guys in a position where you can be you can have a more lucrative business. And those days are gone, right? And so here, as you see, build a 250, build a 700, build a 1500, and we took it all the way to executive 15. Right? So when you look at the volume and the packs, so when you look at the Builder 250, I can tell all you guys can tell me, how to get the Builder 250 is 6 and 6, right? Okay. And your $99 a month that's you see that volume, it says volume right there, $99 a month, basically you get $100 in volume for that. Okay. Well, when you have the elite, right, you have $150 in volume, which means that now you have 1.5 let's call them points, right? 1.5 points. So you got 6 points on the left, 6 points on the right. But when you have the elite, you only need 4 points on the left and you only need 4 points on the right. And guess what? You build a 250. That's why some of you guys woke up at Build a 250 because you had people in your groups that upgraded and you knew they upgraded. You just didn't know that you actually upgraded your rank. Some of you guys had two people get started on because you had overflow, you had spillover on one side. Some of you guys, you had, two Apex people come in, and guess what? You went builder 250 that day. And guess why? Because that's $300 in volume, which means that on a 1-to-3 ratio, that's for every 1 point on a builder, you get 3 points on the Apex. So if that's 6 points, guess what? Three goes into six two times. So if you already got a spillover on one side, right? All you need is two apex on the other side, and you build a 250. That's why a lot of you guys you woke up as builder 250s, right? When you look at the weekly, I'm sorry, the weeks, 80 weeks, right? And Sabrina Tumlin, build a 250, right? Laura Johnson, build a 250. Right? I think Carly Gwynn, build a 250. So, one second, guys. All right. So you keep going, guys. So now when you look at your goals, so what's my goal? How do I blueprint my income? How do I design my rank, right? So when you're looking at people who are looking at the opportunity, when you're looking at people who are looking at, and this is just like I said, we're talking about the trading space, and we're talking about the trading space. So we're definitely talking about the elite and apex. If a person's doing solar, they don't need the elite or apex. If a person's doing travel, they don't need the elite or apex, right? So that's why this is specific. This is a trading conversation. So I want to make sure this is where we're at. You understand where we're at. So you look at your actual rank that you want to be at. right? You got your ideal number. And don't look at the ultimate numbers. Don't look at the big numbers, right? This is where you want to pay attention to the activity. You want to pay attention to the work, right? Now, the one thing that I'm gonna let you know off the bat is this. When it comes to the rank, when it comes to the people who are coming on board, they're going to follow the leader. Guess who the leader is? It's not the person who's doing the presentation. It's the person who actually invited them. So if Ed Ayala does a presentation for, or Fabian does a presentation, or Julio does a presentation for the trading, guess what, guys? When they say, "Hey guys, I suggest you guys get the Apex," right? And they're gonna say that because again, a person can make the most money on Apex, and Ms. Bean is gonna go over that in just a second, right? The person's gonna look at you and say, "Uh-huh, you're the ringer, you're the closer, you're the person they brought in to take my money." Okay, so they're not gonna listen to Ed, not gonna listen to Julio, not gonna listen to Fabian, not gonna listen to me. They're gonna turn around and ask you what. I want y'all to say it in the chat so y'all won't think this is just me talking to y'all, training y'all. Go ahead and say it. They're gonna ask you what. The person who invited them, they're gonna turn around and ask you what. Look at the chat, guys. Which one you have, what position you got started at, right? You see all that? What package you got, right? And so where did you get started at, right? And what you got. So that's what they're gonna ask you guys. Your people believe in what you believe in. If you turn around, like I said, if I got Dr. Felicia here and Dr. Felicia invited me here and I say, "Doc, please, what you got?" And she say, "Build a 250." I'm getting build a 250 if I get anything at all. Because I know Dr. Felicia got that 999. I'm like, why she didn't get the 999? What's she not telling me? What's wrong? Why she don't believe? Right? And so they're gonna buy your belief. Oh, they're going to be warned by it. Okay. That's why when it comes to a CEO, or comes to a person who's building a community, the speed of the group is what? Dictated by the speed of the leader, right? But the pack of the group is dictated by the pack of the leader, right? So wherever they see you invest at, they feel like, okay, well, guess what? They feel like they can get their investment back. So let me go ahead and make this thing happen. Let me go ahead and get in with them and they can show me what to do. Right? Now, the numbers. Your goal is not to sell everybody the Apex. Your goal is to give everybody the advantages and the benefits of the Apex, right? And then let them make a decision for themselves. I'm not gonna call like, "Hey, Carla." I'm not like Carla Wynn over there on the East Coast. "Hey, Carla, uh, watch this presentation." She watched the presentation. We have a conversation afterwards. I ask her the magic question: "What did you like best about what you saw?" "Oh, I love Einstein. I'm busy. I don't have a whole lot of time to actually learn how to trade right now. If I can just put my money in, set it and forget it, and hit that button, you know, I'm gonna be happy." Okay, great. You can do that one or two ways. You can do that with the elite, and you can do that with the apex. With the elite, you only get Forex. With the Apex, you get everything else, right? And you want to have access to everything else because there are some things in the Apex that moves a lot faster when it comes to investments, returns, and stuff like that. You want to have access to the entire portfolio so you can figure out which one moves the way you want it to move. Okay, you don't want to be limited. So now, get what you want to get though, Carla. I'm just telling you what a value is at. Okay. And Carla's gonna look at this. You know what? That makes sense, right? I didn't twist her arm, right? I let her know what the value was. Because you know what? I'm gonna get the elite today, but and I come back and upgrade to the Apex another day. You know what I'm gonna say? Great idea, right? Because I'm going to always validate and confirm what the decision that they made was a great decision and validate because that decision is one that they made. That's a decision that's something that they have to live with. And when she sees the value of it, when she starts to get people coming on board and they start to ask her the question and she start to see all these people get started at the elite, or when she starts to see, because she's learning, because she's listening to the trainings and the presentations, and when she's listening to the trainings and the trading live, and she's seeing when Donnie says, "Hey, That indicator, he's announcing indications, on the trainings about gold or about US 30 or about, whatever he's announcing, and she's like, you know what? That's not on the elite. And Angel just made $4,000 off of $400, over time, and whatever that one of that, and she actually did, by the way, Angel Trend, over a period of time, $4,000 off a $400 investment on her training account, not demo. When she sees that, so you know what, I think I need to go ahead and upgrade, pay the difference, get the apex, and put myself in a position where I can do the same exact thing, right? So now you've set the right example for your goals. You set the right example for you. You pick the right pack for your goals. You pick the right pack for what you want to get out of the situation. Now, also for a person who's building a community, you now set the right example for them when they come on board, whether they get started there or they meet you there. It doesn't matter. Guess what? When you start putting them bodies in the business, when you start putting those people in the system, and they coming in at builder, they coming in at elite, or they come in and they're watching and watching and watching, what you'll see is a lot of those people over time will upgrade, and you won't know where that money's coming from. A lot of people who you put in these groups, like these ATMs, those people will get enough information and they'll move on it. And when they move on it, you'll see it or you'll feel it. But when you look at this, guys, you have people who right now are very, very close to Builder 1500. And instead of needing 40 people on the left and 40 people on the right, all you have to do is make sure you express the value, okay, of Einstein once Mrs. Bean lays it out, and make sure that you guys have a real clear focus on what it is. When you articulate the differences, and then you allow the system to validate what you said and articulate the differences, the same exact thing. We sound like a broken record, right? That person's going to make a decision, and it's not going to be the builder. If they're serious about money, they're serious about the automation, they're serious about learning how to trade manually or automated. It doesn't matter. They're not getting the builder pack. Let me share some with you guys. It takes the same amount of time, and you can write this down, you can record this, whatever it takes. Get this, okay? Because if you're not getting elite packages, if you're not getting apex packages, right, it's because you don't know how to, articulate the value of it. It takes the exact same amount of time to get an affiliate pack as it does to get an Apex pack. Okay. If you don't know how to get if you don't know how to articulate the value, they're getting an affiliate or they're getting a builder. In the same 20 minutes, 30 minutes, if you had the value for it and you believed in it and you believe it's the best thing for them, guys, the same 20, 30 minutes, they would have got an Apex or an Elite. Remember, you're the reason why they do something or not. So this is where, as a CEO, I am who? The CEO of my community. I am who? The president and the person who runs the economy under my roof, right? You're the reason you either have a great economy under your roof or you have a bad one, right? You're the reason why you have a thriving business or you have a bad one, right? And so now that you know that, what you want to do is you want to make your best better. And you want to make sure, you sever the bad. You want to make sure you get away from the bad. Make sure that you now are putting every conversation that you have into perspective for people so they understand that when you actually have this conversation with them about trading, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about you figuring out how this is going to change somebody's life, how this is going to send somebody's child to private school, how this is going to bring one of their spouses home, how this is going to replace the money that they lost from the government layoff, how this is going to replace the money they lost from their companies going out of business. Whatever it is, guys, your job is to articulate the value to them, how this is going to help them, how Apex and Elite is going to help them, right? So now you can start to see, I don't need 40 and 40. I just need 14 and 14. I just need to be on my game. Okay. If I got 80 people, if you got 80 people, guys, you're not getting 80, 40 and 40 builders. But if you got 80 people, you can definitely get 28 people to say yes and have so much value and conviction behind what you're talking about that they say yes to the apex. You don't need 100 and 100 to get 35. That's 200 people in your group. But you can definitely get 65, 68, 70 people to say yes out of 200 if you add a value, if you use a system, if you use your senior partner, if you use the tools, if you use the groups, right? If you use what we have for you, guys, it'll work for you. The only people this doesn't work for, guys, are people who are lone rangers, right? People who are doing it on their own. The people who are using um, their own thoughts and ideas to solve the problems that they put themselves in, right? You remember, it's it said that the thoughts that you have today has created a set of challenges and problems that the thought that you currently have can't get yourself out of. Okay, so if you make $100,000 a year and you're in debt, your $100,000 a year thought process can't make $250,000 a year to get you out of those problems. It can't take you from $8,000 a month to $20,000 a month because your brain ain't wired like that. Okay. This simple concept that I'm showing you right there, that I have on your screen right here, guys, is what we've taught our group. This is so simple that anybody can do it. Okay. You just have to have the proper dynamics in place. You just have to have the proper heart and belief in place, guys. You just have to make sure that, again, that you put your people first, and that way you'll never ever be last. These numbers will be nothing if you actually put your people first. The prospects, when I say your people, I'm talking about your prospects, not the people on your team. I'm talking about people you're talking about. Make sure they understand that this is a safe environment. Make sure they understand that you're going to be here 100% of the way. And being here is not just here to hold their hands. Being here is being better, becoming a leader, becoming a presenter, becoming a trainer, becoming a person who can answer questions for them if their people need to have questions answered. I I love the fact that when it comes to Angel training, I really don't have to answer any questions for Angel. I'm just there for three ways and lifelines because she's put herself in a position where she's grown and developed and she's evolved into an individual who she has a lot of answers. And even though she has a lot of answers, if there's someone who's above her pay grade, she's not going to try to answer them. She'll turn them over. She doesn't have an ego. She's going to say, hey, look, I'm going to put you on the phone with my senior partner, and he's going to be able to answer the questions for you. Every one of you guys have a senior partner all the way up to JC and Mr. Navarro, right? So what I want you to have though is an understanding. A year is going to pass anyway. 2 years is going to pass anyway. Okay. The question is not if you're willing to put 1,000 people in business. Okay. The question is, are you willing to do enough presentations to get 1,000 people in business? You focus on the presentations, the thousands of people will come. You focus on 1,000, nobody will show up. I was talking to a gentleman who he's from Haiti, and it's funny that I was listening to his story, and this gentleman came over, and he literally lost his job. He was a six-figure earner, multiple six-figure earner in the company. Had his dream job, was taking care of his mom, his wife, his kids, and lost his job. Right? They basically downsized, and this was 2 years, almost 3 years ago. And he said, it got so bad he started driving Uber, and his mom called him, and he, as a man, a Haitian man, he's proud, and Haitian people don't like to tell their business, even to their families. They don't like to tell them how bad off they are and how hurt they are, and they keep everything to them. And so he said, hey, his mom called him one day, said, hey, we need food at the house. We don't even have enough food, for the kids to eat. She said, even if you just bring a bag of ramen home, for them to eat, for your kids to eat. And he said, I had $2 in my bank account, right? And he said at that point in time, I just had to figure out what the next step was because as a man, I couldn't, look at my wife, you know, and have her and expect her to respect me. I couldn't look at my mom and my kids when I can't even afford. I had $1.35 in my bank account. I couldn't afford a bag of ramen noodles. And he made that decision. He made the investment. He got him a coach, and that coach worked with him. And he went out there and told him, said, "Look, you need to do some webinars." And and he didn't want to do webinars. He didn't see how webinars were going to help. But he said, if you just commit to do a webinar, right, once a week, every Sunday for the next year, he said, you'll make seven figures at some point in time in your life. He said, well, he did a webinar every Sunday, one webinar every Sunday for 2 years. Now he has three different companies that are worth multiple seven figures. And he still does that one webinar, but he does a different webinar, every Sunday for one of each of his companies, right? He's never stopped. He never stopped because he realized that once he got started, um, he wasn't going to stop. And once he saw the results, he was going to always keep going. And so now he's teaching people the same exact thing to go out there and do the webinars, right? And we tell you guys, hey, go out there and do a presentation once a week, right? Just do a presentation once a week. We're not even talking about doing a webinar where everybody can see you. We're talking about just to your team, just to somebody who's a stranger. Do one a week. If you're not doing any a week right now, guys, again, one a week is a big, big change. That means that you're going to end up doing at least 50 plus a year, right? Drastic change from last year. But if you do one a week, guys, guess what you'll do? At some point, you'll do two. Then again, you'll do three, right? Then you take it to the next level, and you'll make sure it happens. Then you start developing them down in your team. Next thing you know, you got access and pockets of people who are doing them. Okay. So what I want to do right now is this. I want to bring Kim Bean to the line real quick. I'm gonna stop sharing right now because you know, as we wrap up, I do want you guys to get what you came in for. I do want you guys to be a part of, this announcement and that you guys get a chance to take full advantage, of what we're about to release. So, um, Kim Bean, if you would, come on here, open up your microphone and let's see here. And if you're talking, you're on mute.
I'm here, but I'm not. I'm
Okay,
here.
okay, there we go. All right, all right, all right. All right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Kim Bean here, Director of Operations for Rain, and you guys have been seeing her host, Donnie, and even JCL. I think one day, even though she doesn't speak Spanish, right? But again, she's always servant. She's a servant leader. Not just for the company. She's been that way in every company that we've been in. She's been that way, in family, in my family and hers. And so, I definitely want you guys to. Again, just listen to what she had to say. Because when it comes to the first 100, we told you guys we had something special for the first 100, and we meant it. And so right now, she's gonna give you guys, some information on the first 100, and then I'm gonna give you guys a deadline, and then we'll go to the next part of this. So, floor is yours, Ms. Bean.
All right, all right, all right. So yes, I am director of Rain H2O. However, we won't be discussing Rain H2O right now, okay? Thank you so much for the platform, Mr. Bean. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I am sharing the screen. I believe you can see it right now. You see that this is promotional pricing. So we have the Elite Builder and we have the Apex Builder. So you've been hearing about it. We do have some guests on the line. We do have some new timers. So let me share and explain what's going on right here. So on this screen, the Elite Builder is $499.99. That's a one-time payment to access the Elite platform. On the Elite platform, everything in the builder from the home essentials will be involved, it will be included in this. Now, Build Academy training. So if you've been on JCL's training, if you've been on Mr. Donnie Pipp's training, if you've been on Miss Roxy Castellano training, those trainings are all included in this platform. Okay. Now, you do get Omni Access. So a lot of people are downloading their Omni Access. They're getting their brokers added on right now. Some are doing the manual side. Some are doing the automated side. Ladies and gentlemen, the Omni Access gives you an automated perspective. And what I love about the Omni Access, so let me explain here. What you get trained on with JCL, what you get trained on with Mr. Donnie Pips, and what you get trained on right now with Mrs. Roxy, and of course the other traders. Those will be manual trades. That means that you would go in, you would assess the market, you would see what's going on, and then you would say, okay, I believe I'm going to go ahead and put in a trade here. I'm going to do the proper assessment and get out here. You're manually having to assess what's going on. Now with the Omni Access, you get a chance to choose three strategies. Those three strategies will reflect and show up on your Omni app. Okay. E3 strategy, which is with Donnie Pips, is also in the Omni app. So you have access to that along with all the other strategies that you could choose from. Now, with the Einstein scanner, which is special for BYLD by Mr. Donnie Pips, this Einstein scanner will be in the Elite. However, it will only be in Forex only. Okay, that means the pairs. So, what are the pairs? The pairs is USD, UJ, USD, JPY, Euro USD, GBP, USD, odd USD, USD CAD, NZD USD, NZD USD, Euro JPY, JBP JPY, and Euro CHI. So, and some of those, honestly, I don't even trade on and I'm not even familiar with. I kind of stick with the USD JPY. I kind of stick with the Euro USD, and that's just me. But you have access to all of these on the Elite. But notice I did not say gold, but however, Mr. Bean will touch on that in a bit too.
Sure will.
Now, what's that?
I said sure will.
Sure will. So right now, the Omni Access is three strategies, including the E3 strategy with Mr. Donnie Pips and the Einstein scanner. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been on Mr. Donnie Pips training, that Einstein scanner is our best friend right now, okay? Especially while we're still learning how to read the charts. So it's absolutely amazing. And because Mr. Donnie Pips is with BYLD exclusively with us, we have access to that. So no other company could say they have Einstein because they don't have Donnie Pips, right? So for $499.99, you would have access to that. Now the Apex Builder, now we're switching to Apex Builder. Apex Builder, to sum it up, you have everything. It encompasses everything, including 7 strategies, not 3 strategies, but 7 strategies. Okay. And not only does it include Forex, but it also includes the crypto, it includes futures, and it includes stocks. Okay. On this Apex Builder level, you will get the gold as well. That's a commodity. Okay. There's also some great things. And Mr. Donnie Pips, he trades on pretty much anything, right? His focus is a lot on gold, from what I've observed, a lot on gold and Bitcoin. He's on the call and he could definitely put it in the chat and let us know your input too, your insight, Mr. Donnie Pips. But that's what I've noticed and that's what I've observed. And so I could even kind of stretch to say the Einstein scanner, it works on all of that, but it really works well on gold and Bitcoin, right? I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but that's that, right?
Yeah.
That's that. But Apex is definitely where it's at because that encompasses everything. If you're concerned about, okay, well, does Elite include this? Does it include this? Just get the Apex and you'll understand that it includes everything.
Everything.
There are financial perks and benefits to it. Mr. Bean will discuss that, but you want to get where Apex is at. Mr. Bean started off this call by saying how generous our principals are, right? And so this is the reason why we keep on telling you, take advantage of the first movers advantage. And this is that opportunity, okay? It's a limited time opportunity, okay? And I'll venture to share this too. We've already met the 100 that we've already agreed upon.
Mhm.
Okay. I know, sad faces. But then I see the Gabby Tabors of the world smiling like, yes, I got in on my Elite and on my Apex, right? So congratulations to those that have gotten started on the Elite and the Apex.
Hmm.
Now, with that being said, I just want to touch on gold and Bitcoin a little bit. Those two markets, and the reason, and I believe, in my humble opinion, that most traders and most traders, most experts trade on a lot of gold when it comes to especially with Donnie. Now I'm going to keep on reference Donnie Pips because that's where I've been focusing with my particular training sessions at. And I noticed he focused a lot on gold and a lot on Bitcoin. Well, number one, gold has a lot of momentum. It has a lot of power and it has a lot of income opportunity. It basically moves when the world moves. Okay, it reacts to the news. It reacts to the inflation. Even when the world has uncertainty, it's endless. You can have opportunities of endless setups. Okay, you could go like history wise, you could go all the way to the back in time because, like Mr. Donnie Pips train and all the other traders train on, you look to the left. Well, for gold, there's a lot of left to look at. Okay. And both gold and Bitcoin, there's high liquidity, there's strong volatility. And so, with that being said, the market continues to go up and down, up and down. You could buy or you could sell. You don't have to choose one or the other. Okay. And so this is what's really amazing about these two components itself. And that's the reason why there's so much benefits to really monopolizing on gold and on Bitcoin. With that being said, those are the packs, Mr. Bean. That's my input on gold and Bitcoin and the value behind that and the ability to trade with such minimal, but
Hmm.
maximize to the max and make some strong, solid opportunity and income.
Awesome. I appreciate that. And so, guys, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to present you with two opportunities. Okay. And I'm going to venture to say that the opportunities is going to be more for the people who actually already have a pack. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Like I said, a lot of you, when I said if you have an elite pack or apex pack, say, let's just say me. And a lot of you guys said me, right? So right now, like Ms. Bean said, we met our quota. And and speaking with Mr. Navarro earlier today, we just didn't want to cut it right off. What we did want to do though is give you guys a 48-hour window. We asked for 72. He said 48. I said we'll take it. Okay, we'll take what you give us, right? And so for anybody who's on your team and anybody who's on here who does not have the elite or apex right now, you have 48 hours, okay, to get the elite or the apex. And I'm gonna tell you why you want to do that because for those of you who get the elites in particular, you will still have gold like the first 100. See, like all the yeah, I see you, Marlene. Look, Marlene was like, yeah, we got it. Now we look, Marlene, I got you. We got you. Okay, we got you. So that's right, all you elites, because we watched what was happening in the chats. We watched you guys say, hey, do we get the gold? Is this true? We get the gold with the elite? And the answer was yes. And you guys didn't know, like I said, all along that was a part of the first 100. Nobody in their right mind would ever put gold in a $499 pack. Okay, but somebody in their right heart would. And that's why we talk about the right leadership, guys. You know how much money, guys, with that, like literally anybody who's on here who understands trading, anybody who's on here who understands the value of gold when it comes to the trading market, you know for a fact we left a lot of money on the table when we gave that to you for 499. We could have easily got 999, right, Donald? We could have easily got 499, an additional $500 from you just on gold alone. Okay. And like I said, I know two different cases. Matter of fact, I know Donnie in particular, took I think it was $200 up to $40,000 in 11 days because gold moves and multiplies so fast. Because guys, it compounds at a rate like none other. If you're hitting your pips, it's ridiculous, right? And so I have one of my guys, Clem Boyd, who lives in Florida. We had dinner, and all he trades is gold. Used to be a prop firm trader. Last 2 years he's been trading on his own, doing his own thing. He's about to open up a fund. He, he looks for 250 to 500 pips of gold. He only trades on gold. He looks for 250 to 500 pips per trade, right? And so you got to think about this for a second. And that's all he trades, right? And so he can do in gold in 30 minutes to an hour what it may take you in normal pairs and normal other things a week to 2 weeks to sit there and hit and hold. Okay. And so that's why gold is so powerful and so popular to people who are in the trading arena. People who really value their time and people who really, you don't like to gamble. You learn it, you master it, you get it up here to where you can recognize it, and then boom, you call your shot. All you have to do is call your shot. He put it like this, he's a Lambo lot trader. He's not like it's $100 per pip. And so he, like I said, when you look at the Lambo lots, that's what he does, right? 250 to 500 pips a trade. So when you master the 20 pips, right, then you start to scale it, right? You got to master the 20 before you can get to 200, right? You got to master, because remember, it's the strategy. People who are disciplined enough to follow their strategies, period, void of emotions, you win way more than you lose. And this is the guy, my friend I was telling you about, he's at 79% win rate on big money, right? And so made a life of it. He's bought multiple companies, trucking companies, all kind of different companies with the money he's made off trading. And it's a lot bigger, guys, than just making a little bit of extra money. I'm gonna need you to see the globe economically when you think about trading. Need you to see a place where you get to where you can care less about what happens in the government because you have a government that's self-functioning and self-funding under your own roof, right? That's what this is about. That's what this. You know who Einstein is? It's not E and MC squared. It's not the bot. It's the person who's smart enough to actually make a decision to make the decision work. That's who Einstein is. Okay? That's what Einstein represents. Okay? If you want to be emotionally and mentally intelligent, make the right decision and make that decision work. Be disciplined with it. Then you become a walking, living, breathing brand for this company, a billboard for this company and your trading community. Right? So that's the first thing. Everyone who's the first 100 as an elite and above you have gold. Right? Everybody who's not, you got 48 hours. Wednesday close of business, right? So everybody who already has your pack, Jabari Sadler, run and tell it. Go tell everybody, right? John Gillett, hey John, go tell everybody. Dr. Kenner, go tell everybody. Yeah, if you got Jose, go tell everybody. Mr. Esquerdo, tell everybody, right? Go tell it. Roberto Tavares, tell everybody, right? And y'all, that's why I say it's more for y'all than it is for anybody else, because y'all already have it. Y'all already see the value in it, right? And y'all will go out there and make sure these next 48 hours or 48 hours that can change your lives. You have no some of y'all gonna wake up on Thursday morning and have fat checks and you're gonna be rank advanced and that's what you're gonna think about. By the end of the year, you're gonna forget all of that. By the end of the year, a lot of y'all's lives gonna change, man. I'm telling you, just by this, the next 48 hours is gonna put a lot of y'all, if y'all do it right, in the right position to where I've been telling y'all about the next 6 months, man. I'm telling you, all of this is strategic, right? So 48 hours. Now, the last part of this is this. When I talk about generosity, when I talk about, leaving money on the table for the benefit of the people, talking about, so we had a leadership call and we were talking about the people who have been in the company, right, for a while. People have been in the company for the last 18 months and you guys kept the doors open. You guys kept on marketing. You guys kept on promoting the company. You guys kept on build, right? Good, bad, and otherwise. You guys have been in the trenches. You guys have really saw the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you guys stayed here, right? When we launched on Saturday, when we had that Super Saturday on Saturday, let me share some with you guys. The residual, no, the monthly subscription on the Elite was supposed to be 249 a month off the rip. For the Apex, it was supposed to be 299. And guess what? You can go and do all your research and go find other trading platforms that have bots and stuff like that. They're more expensive than this and they don't have Einstein, right? They don't have anything that we have. They don't have Omni. They don't have anything we have. So you got the reduced price, right? So I'm not gonna give y'all a date on this one. I'm gonna let you use your imagination. Okay. It's gonna be 249 and it's gonna be 299. And I'm gonna tell you right now, everybody who's got the Elite Pack or the Apex Pack, you're gonna be grandfathered in. So if you care about your people, make sure they get the pack. Make sure that they're insulated from that increase because we will increase. Everybody say more. Type in more, right? And so you want to make sure that a person has an understanding that if they do not do it now and they can afford to do it now, they're going to regret it. Let me share something with you guys. Let me show you what a three-figure decision, a simple three-figure decision can cost you six figures. Okay. So you don't get your elite pack, right? And or the Apex pack, and right, and you don't pay the little $499 right now. Let me watch this. Let's say you're here for the next 10 years. Right. Watch this. That's $100 a month that you'll have to pay, and you'll gladly pay it, going forward for the next 10 years. Plus, guess what? Everybody on your team that supposedly they followed your lead, your income is going to be based off the lag mentality, right? You're going to get impacted negatively. You will cost yourself and them a lot of money. I mean, this is an adult game of follow the leader, all right? And so put yourself in a position where you make the $499 investment, even if it's just to save $100 a month, because it's not if you get the lead, it's when. We all know you're gonna get it. Go find it. Go do yourself a favor. I already got mine. I'm grandfathered in. Period. Oh, and by the way, you get four, it knocks off $99. So when it goes to 249, get your four is back at 149. When it goes to 299, get your four and it goes down to 199. Right? We're still cutting you guys a lot of slack. We're still giving you guys the money. We're giving you money back. Right? It's a fire sale on money. So with that being said, guys, I want to make sure that we got the point across. I want to make sure that you guys were well informed and thoroughly informed, and you understand the differences in the packs. You understand the differences in what they do, and going forward, what you should do now is make sure that you're on every call, every trading live trading call, and every training call, so you can really wrap your mind and your spirit around what's being taught. So even if you don't trade like me, I can go on and I can tell a person this is what I do. Everybody I talk to about this trading, I tell people, look, I listen to how Donnie, because I listen to him the most. I listen to how Donnie talks to people, and I listen to people come up with all this extra verbiage that they're trying to sound educated, or they're trying to sound like they're far advanced, or they're trying to show people how smart they are. And Donnie will say, "We don't need that right now. Matter of fact, you don't need that at all right now to get 20 pips. We just want to get people 20 pips." He keeps it simple, right? People have fun, has high energy and high profit. Got a lot of people out there who are literally learning how to trade, who used to be scared of trading. See, this is me marketing to people who are thinking about trading and I don't trade. I'm giving them all the benefits. I'm deleting and eliminating all of their thoughts of negativity and all their fears and all the things they went through. I'm getting rid of all of that and I don't trade. I'm a businessman. You're a business person. Okay. This is what I want y'all to do. When you log off of here, matter of fact, do it right now. Do this first thing right now. I am a CEO of my own trading community. Type that, put that in. Barbie, you was waiting on that, right? I am a CEO of my own trading community. Go ahead and put that in the WhatsApp group for the main group so people know that they missed something. All right. The other 200, 300 people who didn't jump on, make sure they understand that I am the CEO of my own trading community. That's one. Two, make sure tonight. Start texting people tonight. So the people who are not awake right now, or people who get your text in the morning, they'll wake up and give you a call and say, "Hey, why you texting me like a madman or a mad woman? What's wrong? What's going on? Hey, you only got 48 hours. I'm putting you on notice. Hey, get your leap. Whatever it is, this is where you now start to make that shift. You start to make that move, and you go out there and you put people in a position where whatever they don't do, you're not responsible for. Make sure you take that burden off your chest. If Jabari was on my team and I tell Jabari about it and he don't do it, I can sleep easy at night, right? Because he made the decision not to move forward. That's going to affect his family. My decision to call him, again, I did my part. So do your part, guys. You're an entrepreneur. You're a CEO of your own trading community. Let's go out here and put people in a position where if they follow your lead, they never have to worry about money again as long as they live. Love you guys. Again, don't know what we did to deserve you guys, but I can speak for everybody on the company's panel that we're going to do everything in our power to make sure each and every last one of you guys get all of your goals and dreams accomplished if you just follow our instructions without deviating from our plans. All right. Good night, guys. Y'all have a good one. See you guys at the top. Bye bye.
Bye.
Recording.